So we then go on to, was it breakfast next? Yeah. So breakfast. So easiest thing for me to say about breakfast. So um is breakfast essential? No, it's not. If you're not a breakfast person, that's cool. Like you don't feel pressured to have it if it's not part of your routine. And again, like if your body doesn't kind of agree with it, it makes you feel lethargic, then don't do something that you don't enjoy or don't like. Um But what are quick, easy breakfasts that you can have or bring to work with you? And maybe it kind of crosses over to your lunchtime. So just some things that I would have personally is things like Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is kind of my answer to everything. Um, High in protein, you can get 0% fat. And the volume that you can have just makes the body feel full. So, you could have like a whole tub of Greek yogurt and it's going to cost you like 300 calories, whereas, you're having a bowl of cereal. And to match that volume, you're probably talking about like 700 calories plus the milk. So, Greek yogurt is kind of your answer to everything. It's a great way to increase your protein. And what you can do as well is add, you can add your frozen berries or your frozen fruits. If you take it to work with you, by the time you get to work, they're defrosted. You got like quite a nice little combo of like a cold ice cream texture. Um, or you can kind of mix it with some oats as well. So Greek yogurt is a really simple one. You can get little pots, so you can get like a pack of six or that, and you can kind of break them up, bring them to work with you. So that's like kind of like the easiest one. Um, you can kind of go with if you're at home, then obviously eggs is going to be a game changer. Again, high in protein. Eggs are like super cheap as well. I think people don't actually think about the concept or what you gain from eggs versus the cost. So if you get like a large box of eggs, and you're having like three or four a day, when you actually work out the cost of the breakfast per day, it's like a lot cheaper than most cereals. So don't underestimate eggs. What can you have? You can have some bread if you want. If you're not a fan of bread, then you can always change it up. As ridiculous as it sounds, you could have it like you could have your eggs and you could have a banana or you could have some berries, kind of mix it with some fruits, because fruits are still carbohydrates. So you're getting loads of good fats from the eggs, and then you're having your berries from your carbohydrates as well. And then kind of like a last option, or another easy way to do your breakfasts. And this has been really successful when I've done like challenges in the past. And I know that some people in the group chat like doing this, is anything that's overnight based. So when we think about overnight breakfasts, we always think about overnight oats. But you can do Weetabix as well. So overnight oats, really, really simple. All you do is you buy a big box of rolled oats, weigh out however much, put your milk in, and then you can put, cacao powder, you can put your protein powder in it, you can put your fruit in it, pop it in the fridge, wake up the next morning, you can put it in the microwave if you want, or you can just get going and it's ready to go. Super, super simple. Or a really popular one that I've seen before as well is you put your Weetabix in, and dependent on your protein powder you use, you can use kind of like a vanilla protein powder or something that reminds you of something sweet. If you kind of if you have a sweet tooth, then that also works as well, and that's also an option. Also for breakfast, don't underestimate the simple things. Things like Rice Krispies or Cocoa Pops. Do we want to overconsume them? No. Is it a shock that I'm saying this? Probably. Is it a bad thing? No. These cereals, especially when you get branded versus like the home stuff, it is typically a little bit better with sugar. It is fortified with iron. They are fortified with most vitamins as well, especially vitamin D. So a lot of thought process has gone into cereals. As long as you can kind of digest them, then it's going to be, and it works for you, then by all means, I'm not demonizing cereals. I actually think they're really handy. So especially rice-based cereals, so things like Rice Krispies and Cocoa Pops, rather than the wheat, because I know that the wheat can be quite heavy. It doesn't always agree with everyone's stomach, so probably more so the rice versions, but whatever works for you, as long as you know it fits the calories, then why not? It's about being consistent. And again, like don't feel pressured to have breakfast, unless you're working out, unless you're going for a run, or you've just got like a really long day, then maybe you don't need breakfast. But just think about the timing of when you eat things. There's no point, having breakfast if you're not going to do anything for the next few hours. Have it before you do some sort of activity. So then it's actually being utilized for fuel rather than just being used as storage. So hopefully there are a few breakfast ideas. If anyone has any questions, make sure you're popping it in the chat. And then before we go on to our last one, just pop a free in the Zoom chat if you're still here with us and still paying attention. So, yeah, not as much time to spend on each individual thing, because there was four topics rather than probably just one where we go more in depth. Um, if there are any more questions or as I kind of upload these as bite-sized episodes, then make sure you feedback in the group chat or just drop me a message, if you want me to go in depth with anything else, because I appreciate that I try to fly through this as with as much information but as little as possible to actually get through it. But yeah, hopefully the bite-sized video helps as well. You'll be able to refer back to it, and as you come across questions or that, make sure you drop it in the group chat. If you're watching this back on YouTube, then leave a comment below. And if you're watching this or listening to this in the car, on Spotify, then you can drop me a message on Instagram, Sean Kenny underscore, or on WhatsApp or the group chat if you are a client. So hopefully this helped today, and I hope this finds all the right people. I will end this here and have a wonderful evening.